Integers. What are integers? Integers. It comes from the word integrate. 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 Why do we have integrated signs? Why do we call it integrated sign? That subject. The course subject, integrated sign. Why do you call it integrated signs? Yeah, I'm asking you. Why do we call it? That means putting together biology, chemistry, physics, agric science put together, and sometimes ICT, right? Good. So integration of these subjects has come together to form integrated science. So integers are therefore combination of both positive and negative whole numbers. Take note. Integers, both positive and negative whole numbers. Take note. Let me remind you of this. Whole numbers are represented by what? W. That's whole numbers. Integers are represented by Z, as you can see here. So the negative and the positive whole numbers give you integers. So this is the borderline, 0. 0 means nothing. And if you have any positive, it means you possess something, you have something. Like a bank account or your mobile money account. Good. Negative means owing. If you borrow credit from MTN, Etetigo, Vodafone, what do you see? When you check your balance, you see negative. Yes, when you borrow, you see negative. That means you are owing. At the bank, you see negative on your account, or they make it red. So if you see negative in a bank account, it means danger. You are owing the bank. These are everyday life issues that you shouldn't forget. Good. So take note of that. Now, let's see other stuff. Rational numbers. When you say something irrational, what does it mean? It means something that makes sense. Yes. But remember I said math is English and logic. And that is exactly what you're going to do. Apply the English given to you. Interpret it. Bring it to your own language and you are there. Now, they are represented by Q in most books, or usually represented by what books. And irrational numbers don't make sense in that case. So rational. So when somebody tells you what you're saying is irrational, you are being irrational. That means you are not making sense. You are not being reasonable. It is not giving meaning. You are not giving meaning to the situation or the discussion. You get it? Which are also represented by what H. In some books, you may see what P is acceptable. This is very popular. Good. So, rational numbers are numbers that follow a particular pattern or order when converted to decimals. Yes, you see a certain pattern or order that the numbers follow when you convert to decimals. That's rational numbers. Or rational numbers are numbers that are terminated. Right? That are terminated. So either they require repeating a particular order or pattern, or the number itself is terminated. That number is rational. It makes sense. So because it's terminated, you can use it to interpret something, to make a meaning. Because it is following a particular order or pattern, you can tell how it is going, how the pattern is going, how the order is going, what is likely to happen. That is why it makes sense. On the other hand, irrational numbers don't follow any particular pattern when converted to decimals. Or they may not even produce answers at all. Right? They may not be answers to it. So let's see examples. As you can see here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 40, 0.5, 1.99. These are all terminated. Up to here, they are all terminated. 0.5 is terminated. It has ended. 40 has ended. 5 has ended. 1 and stuff. This is following a particular order. 0.99999. Right? Good. Look at this. 375, 375, 375. This is what we call recurring or repeated decimals. Recurring or repeated decimals. And for that matter, they can be converted back to fraction. You can convert recurring decimal to fraction. When you get to fraction, decimal fractions, we look at it. See how you can convert recurring fraction to decimal. Now, square root of 1 is 1. Yes. That means there's a number when you multiply by itself to produce this 1. So it's 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Square root of 4 is what? 2. Why? 2, 2, 4. Square root of 49 is what? 7. 7, 7, 49. Right? 0 divided by 2 is 0. You know, division is sharing. 2 people are going to share nothing. Each of them will get nothing. Do you agree? They enter a room to share nothing. They'll get nothing each. So any number of a 0. Try with your calculator and see. Now, irrational numbers don't follow a particular pattern when converted decimal. So example is this: 1.537681264. Is there any pattern or order? No, there's no pattern or order. What about this? Good. 3 pi. This is pi. 3.141592. On and on and on. Billions of decimal places. There's no pattern. There's no order. 141592. Right? And when you go further, type pi on your calculator or type 22/7. Type and see. You see that this is not repeating in this order anymore. Right? So these are all irrational numbers. Any number divided by 0, there's no answer. Try and see. We have already said division is what? Sharing. 0 human beings, 0 people are going to share 2 items in a room. So there are 2 items in a basket. Nobody is going to share. What is the answer? That's what it means. Division is sharing. So take note of that. Very important. All right. So on that note, we can look at real numbers. Like I started earlier, we said real number is the mother of all the numbers. Real number is the mother of all the numbers, the grandmother of all the numbers. So that is the heading. That is real numbers, represented by capital R. So when you see it in mathematics, you respect it. R. Then under it, we have rational and irrational. So whether you are rational, whether you make sense or you don't make sense, you belong to real numbers, because every number is a real number. Then under rational, that's where you find integers. I hope you believe that. Because rational numbers, we find integers. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have discussed integers already, isn't it? Good. Then we have whole numbers, right? So with the integers, we have the negative also at this side. So -2, -3. So both negative and positive combined gives integers. We said integrated. Then 0, 1, 2, 3 is what we have as what? Whole numbers. When you remove this one, you get what? 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. So these are all up to infinity. So now watch the way it happens. Real numbers is the grandmother. So is this, if you are drawing set, that becomes the universal set. Do you agree? I think you have a little idea about set. So this one becomes the universal set. Inside there are 2 children. Rational represented by Q, irrational represented by what? H, good, or P, depending on the books you use. Good. Inside the rational, you find what? Integers, Z. Then inside integers, you can get whole numbers. Then inside whole numbers, you can get what? Counting numbers or natural numbers. And this is how the examiner can ask you to represent on a Venn diagram, right? Or he may draw it for you and ask you which of the following is true. So see the order. The order is very simple. After real numbers, rational, irrational. Irrational does not have any subset at all. If you are irrational, you are irrational. There are no categories. Rational, integers is first. Why? The integration of both positive and negative whole numbers there. If you remove the negative whole numbers, you get only the positive, starting from 0. So you get whole numbers. Then if you remove the 0, so you remove it from the left side, negative off, you get whole numbers. Then 0 off, you get what? Natural numbers or counting numbers. How we have gotten it? So when the examiner asks you to represent or asks you to choose, you know how to do the representation, as you can see over there. All right. So the next thing to talk about is factors of a number. Right. When you say factors of a number, what does it mean? A factor of a number. A factor of a number. Factor of a number. Right. The word factor means things that come together or combine to make the thing happen. So factors of production, labor, land, the traditional type. You get it? These are things.